The English ivy or common ivy, Hedera helix. Ivy is a bit of a contentious plant. Invasive in many places, its tendency to vigorously climb allows it to take over large areas quickly. But its English garden aesthetic and benefits to nature can't be understated. Let's talk about it. It can grow up to 100 feet and will try to climb to height if it can, but if it can't, it will happily spread as ground cover. On soil, the ivy will readily root, which is how it spreads so far, forming a carpet. The way it manages to climb so high is with its advantageous roots, or aerial roots. These small roots grow out from the flexible stems and try to find a wall or other surfaces to attach to. These roots secrete chemicals that work like a glue, holding the plant in place. Wherever the ivy attaches itself, it shouldn't cause any damage, as the roots are not strong enough to move stone or masonry. It's important to mention here that the English ivy has two types of stem, climbing and flowering. The climbing stems we just talked about with the aerial roots. The ivy will flower on long, woodier stems that can hold themselves up without needing a surface. These flower between September and November on umbels, these rounded shapes. With other flowering plants in low supply during these months, these flowers are a vital autumn food source for invertebrates. These are the few I managed to film and ID before they flew away. After flowering, the ivy will fruit. The berries can be a dark purple-black, and they don't ripen until late winter. This makes them fantastic for migrating birds. Along with the two types of stem, the ivy has two distinct leaf patterns, one juvenile and one mature. These different types of leaves are the easiest way to know which kind of stem you're looking at. The juvenile leaves are the one we generally think of when considering ivy. Small and lobed with bright veins, these generally grow on the climbing stems. The mature, oval or diamond-shaped leaves are glossy and have less distinct veins. These generally grow on the flowering woody stems. As ivy is an evergreen, it functions as a fantastic habitat for small animals. Its thick, layered growth makes it fantastic cover in all sorts of places. Birds will also use the ivy as a nesting ground, especially house sparrows and dunnocks, in my experience. There are some misconceptions about ivy killing trees. The ivy is not parasitic and does not directly cause trees harm. The main problem would occur if your ivy gets too big and the weight of it may lead to wind damage on your tree, especially during the winter. The false narrative of ivy is that when you see an old, damaged, diseased, or dying tree, it makes it seem as if the ivy is beginning to overgrow and kill the tree, when in fact the ivy can only grow so well because of other factors already harming the tree. But it's easy to see why the link of ivy being the problem could happen. As long as your ivy doesn't take over everything and you don't let it crowd the crown of your tree too much, you will have a wonderful woodland or cottage garden aesthetic that is fantastic for nature. Thank you for joining me on this short introduction to the English ivy. Bye for now.